In the world of country music, few voices ever cut as deep or soared as high as that of Jeannie Seely, a fierce, soulful icon whose very presence lit up the Grand Ole Opry stage for over 5 decades. Affectionately known as Miss Country Soul, she wasn't just a singer. She was a pioneer, a poet in boots, and the beating heart of Nashville, with a voice that cracked open the human spirit and a smile that melted even the coldest audiences. Jeannie didn't just perform, she connected. By the time of her death on August 1st, 2025, at age 85, Seely had performed more than 5,300 times at the Grand Ole Opry, a record no artist may ever match. Her estimated net worth of $1.4 million could measure the true weight of her legacy. Groundbreaking artistry, relentless grit, and a sisterhood she helped carve out for every woman to ever hold a microphone on a Nashville stage. Early life, from farm girl to future star, Jeannie Seely was born Marilyn Jeanne Seely on July 6, 1940, in the quiet hills of Townville, Pennsylvania. She was the youngest of 4 children in a working-class family where music wasn't just appreciated, it was in the air they breathed. Her father, Leo Seely, was a steelworker by trade, but a banjo player and square dance caller by heart. Her mother, Maureen, was a homemaker who kept the rhythm of the household and nurtured Jeannie's budding talent. Growing up on a modest farm, Jeannie learned about hard work, community, and resilience, values that would later define her career. By age 11, she was already singing on a local radio station, WMGW, and by her teen years, was making appearances on TV shows in Erie. At Townville High School, she was an honor student, cheerleader, and a girl with big dreams in a town too small to hold her. After graduating in 1958, she worked as a secretary at Titusville Trust Company, taking banking classes at night. But something greater pulled at her spirit, a spark that small-town life couldn't dim. Personal life, love, loss, and lifelong loyalty. Jeannie Seely lived a life full of passion, heartbreak, and unwavering loyalty. She married legendary songwriter Hank Cochran in 1969, a man whose pen helped launch her career with the Grammy-winning Don't Touch Me. Their union produced no children, but it birthed a deep creative bond. Even after divorcing in 1979, they remained close until Hank's death in 2010. In 2010, she found love again with Gene Ward, a Nashville attorney and longtime friend. Their love story was quieter, but deeply rooted in mutual respect. Gene passed away in December 2024, just 8 months before Jeannie. While she had no biological children, Jeannie was a beloved stepmother and grandmother figure to many, especially Hank's children and the kids of duet partner Jack Green. A woman of quiet faith, Jeannie rarely spoke publicly about religion, but often referenced God in interviews and liner notes. She was deeply spiritual, grounded by a belief in purpose and destiny. Outside of music, she was an author, radio host, and philanthropist. She supported music for seniors, ACM, Lifting Lives, and causes advocating for songwriters' rights and elder care. Professional career, Miss Country Soul's trailblazing legacy. Jeannie's big break came after moving to Los Angeles in the early 1960s, where she worked at Liberty Records while submitting her songs to country artists. One of her compositions, Anyone Who Knows What Love Is, co-written with Randy Newman, would later be covered countless times, most famously in Black Mirror and various films. But it was in Nashville, with just $50 and a Ford Falcon, that her fate truly took shape. In 1966, she released Don't Touch Me, written by Cochran. The song was a smash, hitting number 2 on the Billboard Country Chart, crossing over to the Hot 100 and earning her a Grammy for Best Female Country Vocal Performance in 1967. She became a member of the Grand Ole Opry that same year, later becoming the first woman to regularly host segments of the show. Her fearless fashion sense made waves. She wore miniskirts and go-go boots at a time when women were expected to perform in gowns. She challenged the establishment with confidence, charisma, and a voice that demanded attention. Hit songs, Don't Touch Me, It's Only Love, A Wander Man, I Sleep in Your Arms, Lucky Ladies, and I'll Love You More. Notable duets. Her long-running partnership with Jack Green produced fan-favorite hits like Wish I Didn't Have to Miss You, Much Obliged, and When the World Has Gone Wrong with Our Love. Together, they were nominated multiple times for CMA Vocal Duo of the Year. Later projects, even into her 80s, Seely remained active. Released an American classic in 2020 with Willie Nelson, Laurie Morgan, and Ray Stevens. Hosted Sundays with Seely on SiriusXM. Released the song Suffer Time in 2024 alongside a behind-the-scenes doc. She was more than a survivor. She was a thriving elder in a genre that often forgets its pioneers. House tour and car collection. Jeannie Seely was never flashy, but her homes reflected warmth, character, and her signature sass. She lived in a riverside cottage near Nashville, filled with memorabilia from her 60-year career, vintage microphones, rhinestone jackets, black and white photos, and handwritten lyrics. Before that, she owned a charming farmhouse, tragically lost in the 2010 Tennessee floods. But she bounced back, true to her resilient nature, and created a new sanctuary by the Cumberland River. As for cars, she didn't care for luxury. Her very first Nashville vehicle, a 1960s Ford Falcon, became a piece of country folklore. Later, she favored practical sedans and wagons, often customized with bumper stickers or vintage trinkets that spoke to her quirky spirit. Jeannie never went to a traditional four-year college, but she often said, "Life gave me a PhD in country music." After high school, she pursued evening classes at the American Institute of Banking while working full-time. Her education came from stages, studios, and smoky honky-tonks. In 2019, she was awarded an honorary Doctor of Arts by Lincoln Memorial University, a recognition she described as one of the greatest surprises of my life. Cause of death. Jeannie Seely passed away peacefully on August 1st, 2025, at Summit Medical Center in Hermitage, Tennessee. Her cause of death was complications from an intestinal infection, following a long battle that included 2 emergency abdominal surgeries, multiple back operations, pneumonia, and a prolonged ICU stay. Despite her declining health, she remained active and upbeat until the very end, giving her final performance at the Opry in February 2025. Her last months were filled with music, family, and peace. She died surrounded by loved ones. Legacy. More than music, Jeannie Seely wasn't just a Grammy winner. She wasn't just the first woman to host the Grand Ole Opry. She was a movement, a symbol of fearless femininity, unbreakable resilience, and soulful authenticity. Her songs told stories, but her life was a story worth telling. From small-town girl to a national treasure. Honors. Grammy Award, 1967. Joe Talbot Award, 2023. Grand Ole Opry inductee, 1967. Music City Walk of Fame, and North American Country Music Hall of Fame. In one of her last interviews, Seely said, "I never chase fame. I chase the feeling, the moment when a lyric hits someone's heart. That's what I live for." And that's exactly what she did for over 6 decades. She didn't just sing country music. She was country music